Hey guys, it's Chase here from the Media Unrestricted podcast. I am going to do my spoiler review for Jurassic World Dominion. This will just be me during this video, so um, stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of great stuff to talk about. If you could, please like and subscribe. Definitely appreciate the support we get. I did see that we did get a lot of views on my out of the theater thoughts. I do appreciate that, and I know Dylan did get a little bit as well. So we definitely appreciate that as well. But let's get to the review. First of all, I'm going to break it down for you. If you don't know what this movie is about, first of all, where have you been? Where are you living? But first of all, it's all about 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are remaining the apex predators on planet they now share with history's most famous creatures. So that's the synopsis of the film. Again, if you did not know what this movie was going to be about, don't know where you've been, but glad you're here. Um, again, I really, really like this movie. Um, I believe the critics have been very, very tough on this film. Um, I say if you're looking for the meaning of life in this film, you're not going to get it. Just go in, turn off your brain, have some fun for about 2.5 hours. You will really like this movie because you're not going to find the meaning of life. If you want to see what the meaning of life is, go watch Passion of the Christ or whatever all that is stuff is, folks. But that's not here. You want fun, popcorn, dinosaur action, you're going to get it. Um, that's just a thing. My thought I've had for this for a little while. But let's get the bad out of the way on this movie. It's not a lot. It's just nitpicks. So let's just break it down for you. The number one, the human villain is bad. I mean, it's very cool to see Lewis Dodson or however you say it back from the first Jurassic Park. I will say it's really really cool. It was not something I was expecting. I thought that was really cool. But God, does he just suck with just the stuttering and which I mean nothing against that. I don't know if the character had a problem with that. Don't want to sound like an asshole right now, but just that he's just this tantrum he had toward the end of the film was just stupid, and he's just a plain character. Like we've seen this villain before, and any like Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, we've seen it before, and I just don't care for it. And I also don't care for the poacher in this, the poacher stuff. I think that was just, I just thought that guy again was like a stock villain. We've seen that before, and I guess it's a little bit of a nitpick. I don't care for the storyline of kidnapping Beta and Maisie. I just think that's cheap. It's just cheap. Uh, but number two, I thought I don't know what they're called again. The new bad Raptors, what we want to call them, those four. I really, really like them. I just thought we would get a lot more from them. We only had one scene, which don't get me wrong, I will talk about it more in the good parts because it's good. That whole scene is fucking amazing. I love that scene. I just thought they would be here more than once because I think they needed to be there more once because they're just the bad Raptors. I think we needed more of them instead of the other bad dinosaur we get, which I'll talk a little bit about. And my last thing is something I've seen a lot of people have problems with, and I kind of fully agree. There's not a lot of dinosaur out in the world doing stuff, action and all that stuff. For a movie like the last one set that up, you thought you would get dinosaurs over here, dinosaurs over there doing stuff. And there's a point of this at the beginning, you do see that. But again, some of that footage we've seen before if you watch Battle at Big Rock, the short film, which is a great little movie. But you've seen some of that before. And I know Jurassic World, they did something like a website that had other footage. Why didn't we get other stuff like that? I think that would have been perfect, not footage that we've already seen before. So I just feel like we should have seen more dinosaurs out there roaming the earth. doing damage, doing this, doing that. And I think that was a missed opportunity for a movie that presented to us last time and being aware that dinosaurs are out there. I just don't think we got a lot of that, and I think that's a high missed opportunity. But that's all the bad. Um, this all just nitpicks. This the littlest things, and again, it never. These things never hurt me from enjoying this film. Uh, so let's get to the good. And I'm going to start it off. There is a good variety of dinosaurs in this film. A lot of new faces, a lot of similar faces we've seen before, but a lot of new ones, which is really cool. Um, like the Pyroraptor, she was cool. The Dimimiodon or something like that, the one that's kind of like it's on its things, it has the spine, like the thing that attacks them at the toward the end of the film in that cave. They were really cool. Um, let's see who else. The Giganotosaurus. I'll go and get her out of the way. I think I'm pronouncing that right. She was cool, but not great. They kind of made it out before the film that she was going to be the Joker of this movie. Kind of like she was going to be thing, but she's only in a couple scenes. And for I mean, she's not good, great, but she's fine. I definitely like the scene toward the end of the film where like they're in that tower and she's like trying to get to him. I thought that was really cool. That whole scene was really nice. The Thesiosaurus was awesome. She is definitely one of my new favorites from this franchise. I think it's sad we only gonna get one movie with her, but this was really cool. She was awesome. I definitely think we needed more of her in this film. But what scenes we get her in, she's pretty badass. The like I said, the Pyroraptor was cool. I love the setting on the ice and how it could swim and do things different that other raptors couldn't. I thought that was really cool and kind of looked like what dinosaurs really supposed to look like with feathers and everything. So that was cool and kind of the had wings. So I mean that was really I like that one. Rexy, she was awesome, of course. Can't go wrong with Rexy. She's been around for a while. Um, so what we got was very little, but everything she did was awesome. The Dilophosaurus, her making her return was awesome because she's, I think, a little bit of a fan favorite from people. We haven't seen her since the first one, and she delivered some really cool stuff, like with the more than one, because in the first Jurassic Park we only had one. Now we had four, and them almost attacking Claire, and then I think Owen's the one that grabbed the one because it had its things out and it grabbed it and started bleeding. I was like that's rude. uh, but and then it killing Dogson at the end. I feel like I'm pronouncing this wrong, and I should be ashamed of myself for a fan of this franchise. But whatever. Killing it is cool because that's the way Nedry died. And they were friends. That's the way Nedry died. So I think it was only perfect way is to kill him off by the exact same dinosaur. So that was really cool. Let's get to these characters. They're all great. Seeing the OG3 back, you can't go wrong with them. They started, this franchise, so you gotta give them their props. And they feel like, right out of 1993, they haven't changed. Jeff Goldblum is actually my favorite from the three out of this movie. I really am not the biggest Goldblum fan at all, and I really didn't care for his character in the first two films. But this one, he's awesome. He's funny. Um, I just wish we could have got more of him because he really got the shit end of the stick on this one. Um, but Alan Grant, of course, he's still awesome. Ellie, she was great as well. I'm glad they finally got them together because that was something we had needed since the first film. Then the third one, you never find out they weren't together, and she was married to somebody else, had two kids. Well, she had the first kid. She didn't have the other kid yet. Um, but now they finally, at the end of the film, got together. We needed that. But the returning cast is great as well. Owen, Chris Pratt did awesome. But I feel like Claire was the best one. Bryce Dallas Howard, she did a really good job. She finally kind of hit her spot. I mean, she was good in the past two films, but she really hit her spot in this one. So she did great. Um, Kayla Watts, played by DeWanda Wise. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She's the new character. She was really cool. She was really badass. She was like the pilot. Uh, she was awesome. Again, that's another character I wish we would have got to see more because the way she carries herself and the way she's just awesome. I don't know much more I could say about her. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything before, so I hope she makes a good name for herself because she definitely deserves it. I love and appreciate the nods to the past. As a true fan, it was just some of those nods are awesome to see, and I feel like a lot of people were hating on those because it's just people feel like, oh, they just threw that in there. Well, yes, they threw that in there for a reason, so us true fans could find something, say, hey, I love that. Thank you for loving me because we know that. The Locust storyline, I think a lot of people don't care for, but I kind of found it interesting. I found it different, and it's something I think may have worked in other films if they would have tried to pull that off. I thought they were kind of cool. Definitely the one scene they had with, as my mom said when we saw it, because I did see it today on recording of this, I got to see it for a second time. Uh, and my mom kind of said like their appearance in that cornfields or however they would say that felt like the birds because that's how they felt. It was like a whole swarm of them. That was really cool and really kind of had a nice horror element to it because you really thought those kids were just fucked. And who knows? You never see those kids. They could have died. I don't know. That's a good question. Colin Trevorrow, please answer that if you see this video, please. Um, but it was cool. Um, I really loved the Henry Wu coming back. I knew he was going to be in there, but having him back has been great. And I'm glad that he wasn't the villain in the end. At the end, they did make him turn into a good guy and save um, them with like saving the locusts and all that stuff. So that was cool. Um, the black market scene. Hold on, I want to talk about this other part. I really love Blue and Beta's chemistry. Uh, there's a lot of moments, more or less toward the end, that will make you tear up and make you just touches your heart. Um, because just the love they like show is just a mother and their daughter. It just really touches your heart because they finally, like I said, because Beta gets kidnapped, so that return just, I said, it just makes you touch your heart. I said I teared up a little bit there, and I also teared up toward the beginning of it with that Patasaurus, like toward like in the snow, and they like kind of send them this way, like flow this way, and it kind of like go looks back and makes her sound. That really kind of got me emotional too because it was a really with the music, everything. It's just a really nice moment, and I really think those are the moments in this franchise that something we'll always remember and we will definitely um, needed more of. The black market scene. This scene is fucking amazing. I love this scene. Um, just seeing all the different dinosaurs, like some of the baby Triceratopses were there, the baby Baryonyx. We got to see a baby Carnotaurus. We got to see Mother Carnotaurus. We got to see Allosaurus. We got to see a Dimorphodon. Um, Siggy was there. We haven't seen her since the last movie, so it was cool to see her again. If it was her, could be just another one of her relatives. Uh, but then it gets whenever, like I said, these dinosaurs break free, and you see the poacher guy finally get what he rightfully deserves and gets killed by the baby Carnotaurus bites his arm, and then this other little Triceratops thing with large teeth, don't know what it was, kind of bites his other arm down, and the baby Baryonyx, who was chained to the wall, breaks off the wall and goes for his head. That was really cool. Actually, wish we could see an R-rated cut of that because that would have been cool. But then it gets to you see the new Raptors doing their thing. I don't care for the woman that was with the whatever. I don't know what you want to see. This blonde bimbo. Excuse my thing here, folks. But she was pointless. She was stupid. But anyways, these raptors are really cool because all you gotta do is point a laser at them and then they will attack. So I really like that. Um, and then, like I said, the motorcycle chase you've seen in the trailer, it is super cool. I got to see it in IMAX. Highly worth it seeing it that way if you can. Um, but seeing it in regular was also cool too. But just some of the things you see here, it's just over the top. You even see, like I said, the Allosaurus and the Carnotaurus out amongst the people, and one of the dude gets eaten on a scooter because he's not even looking. That was cool. Uh, but this whole black market scene is just pure badass, and actually probably in one of my favorite scenes of this franchise. Um, and last thing I want to talk about, kind of bringing up this review part of the good, I really like the end fight scene, I guess you want to say, where the Giganotosaurus and Rexy battle it out, and you think because Giganotosaurus really just gets it's just too powerful for Rexy and just overpowers her. So you think Rexy's dead, but kind of how they were doing it, I knew she wasn't, and I was about ready to first of all cry if she was gonna die because she's one of my favorites. Uh, but then the Thesiosaurus, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name right, and she kind of comes in and thinks like, "Oh, what the fuck you doing? What you doing?" And so like, "Oh, you want to fight? We'll fight." Um, she uses her claw and like claws her, but then in the back, you see Rexy like because like the helicopter lights go on to Rexy, and you see her eye open up, like well it was already open, but like she gets that kick, and then you see her from behind, and she just looks pissed. She's like, "All right, I don't think so." So she grabs Gigi by the neck. I was gonna call her. I'm gonna call her Gigi. Uh, Pushing her into Thesio when her claws, because they're like Freddy Krueger claws, just goes right into her, where her neck area and her side area, killing her easily. Uh, so then Rexy and the Thesiosaurus have a roar together with the storm, which is a really cool moment. If anyone can find a poster of that and print that off for me, I would thankfully appreciate it. If you need to, just DM me. I will give you my address. But, anyways, I really, really enjoy this movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. I know Dylan gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Sometimes he just got to be more higher than me. But Dylan, I know, we got to talk about this too, man, because I need to hear your full thoughts. Um, but I give it an 8 out of 10. Things, it's not perfect, but as a fan, I love it, and I think there is a lot to love and appreciate, and not a lot to hate. Go experience it for yourself because you need to go see it in the theaters. Don't listen to the critics. Just just do it yourself. Don't listen to, like I said, seeing that 30% that it has on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't listen to it because the audience score is in solid 78% last check. So someone's telling you something wrong if you believe it. Because I know Dylan said the same thing. Don't listen to the critics. You want to see dinosaur action maybe for the last time. You won't go wrong with this film. I hope it's not the last film, but if it is, I thank the Jurassic Park franchise for being part of my childhood because it's been a great piece. I just hope we get more. dinosaur movies in general. Hell, I'd want Dino Crisis game movie for a long ass time. I know there's a lot of people who have, because we need an R-rated dinosaur movie. I don't care what people think. We need it. Bring it to me. Uh, See this movie in IMAX if you can. I know Lightyear's out right now, but our local theater is playing Jurassic World more, so maybe Lightyear isn't getting the audience, which I'll talk about in the episode coming up. Looks like people want to see Jurassic World more than Lightyear, so suck it. Uh, but go see this movie in the biggest screen possible. Is it better than Top Gun? No. Is it a better theater experience than Top Gun? No. But is it an experience you should be held in the theaters? Absolutely. Um, just go see it, folks. Give me your own opinion. Definitely go to the comments down below. Tell me your full thoughts on this film, and I'd love to hear it. See what everybody else is thinking. But to wrap up this video, I want to do a quick ranking of the films. Um, Number one, easily Jurassic Park, without a doubt. This movie is a masterpiece, my favorite movie of all time. I'm not afraid to tell that to anyone, because Jurassic Park was a big part of my childhood, even though I don't know if I can really call myself a fan because I haven't even read the whole book yet. But anyways, I'm in the process of that. So if anyone's questioning me, I'm starting. Um, Number two is Jurassic World. I loved it when I saw it in the theaters, but I got a chance before this one came out to see it on. It was on FX, I believe. I really forgot how good this movie really was. Jurassic World, it brought us back to this franchise, first of all, but it's just so many cool moments. Indominus is way better than Gigi for sure. I didn't say it in the review. Indominus is the best out of the Jurassic World franchise as the bad dinosaur villain. Indominus was really cool. So if you haven't seen Jurassic World in a while, I definitely recommend popping it into your video player, whatever you watch it, pop it on whatever streaming service it is. Just watch that movie, because I think if you didn't care for it, or if you did like it, I think your opinion's going to change somewhere, more or less always for the good. Jurassic World Dominion, number three. Again, I just told you my thoughts. It's a good one. Uh, Number four, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, this movie gets a lot of shit, and I don't believe the shit, because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a good movie. It's a great movie, to be honest with you. When I first saw it, I liked it, but I saw it with a bad person, so that kind of comes into a thing. But we're not going to get there. But then I saw it the second time, and I was just like, yeah, I like this movie a lot. It does give away a lot in the trailers, but just forget about the trailers. It's great. There's a lot of cool stuff in the movie. Uh, Number five, Jurassic Park 3. I have a special heart for this movie because I remember getting it on VHS, where I got it from, what was going on that day, because and it's only like an hour and a half. So it's like boom, 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 we're done. Spinosaurus is cool. Just I love the whole thing of kind of, I feel like anyone was in danger the whole movie. I really thought that was awesome. I just think Jurassic Park 3 is a really good movie. It gets a lot of shit on. I mean, a lot of shit on. But again, I think people just want the meaning of life in there. That's not this movie. Jurassic Park 3 is an awesome movie. Definitely give that a rewatch. And number six, Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Excuse me. Like I said, I've really tried to really like this movie, but there's something about this movie that I just do not care for. I mean, I think it's got a lot of cool moments, definitely toward the end with the Raptors and everything when they finally get on screen and everything. And what the T Rex does, and there's two of them, which is really cool. But there's just about this movie that, because my mom said that toward the Dominion, that there's boring parts. Once the Lost World, there's a lot of boring parts. This movie it's just not the one. It's the one I want to like, but I just don't like. So, if someone can explain to me what what's really good about this movie, I'd appreciate it. But that's my full review for Jurassic World Dominion. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this film as well, because I really don't like seeing all the negative stuff out there. I know everybody does have their own opinion, but I was after we saw Jurassic World for the first time. Um, Me and my fiance were walking out, and there was a worker, and he was it worth it? He said, was it worth it? And I mean, I thought it was worth it. He goes, I didn't think it was, and then just started shit talking it for. And his reason was just stupid. I was just kind of like, all right, I'm done. I was done with that dude for 5 seconds. Um, but just go see this movie, folks. Don't listen to the critics. I'm gonna keep repeating that. Don't listen to the critics. Go enjoy it for yourself, because I know this is a movie that if you're a fan, or you're just a fan who just wants to be entertained for 2.5 hours, you will be here. But until next time, I'm Chase. See you then.